The Arizona Monster is a 300-mile foot race following or paralleling the Arizona Trail. It starts in Superior, Arizona, and finishes in Patagonia, Arizona. This would be the first year of the race, and boy, do we get first-year race problems. To make it even more interesting, I was going solo without crew or pacers. My dad lost his long battle with Parkinson's disease earlier this year, so I dedicated this race to him and did a fundraiser to bring about a world where there is no more Parkinson's.
All right, well, that was a night. That was a night. I don't know what happened. I got really disoriented. I didn't know where I was. Didn't know who I was. I couldn't follow the trail. So brought into my emergency bivvy. So I was not moving fast enough to stay warm. And woke up at sunrise going, where the hell am I? All right, a year of planning, obsessing, and most importantly, training. And it's here. We're at the start line of the Monster 300, and I'm wearing a puffy. Definitely not the Arizona weather that I was expecting, but I'll take it. So I think we're gonna get some days where we get baked in the sun, so a day of cloud cover is a gift. Should be cool couple of days, and then the forecast starts getting warmer as we go south. But this kind of weather looks like we could get some unpredictable rain showers and things like that. So watch and find out. All right, we've got Francis Picard, the people's runner of Canada, here. We're at the Arizona Monster 300. So what are your goals and dreams for this race?
I want to be done before the big heat on starting on Wednesday, so that would be great to be done on Wednesday and relax after before getting back home.
What's your shadow? What are you worried about?
Maybe the heat. The heat got to me when we came here a month ago, so I guess it will probably get back to me, but at least I had the time to take acclimated at home.
Yeah. Any shout outs?
To everybody that will watch this movie after. We should do this race now.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea right now.
Yeah, it's always a good idea.
We'll see. I'll ask you that same question at the end. We'll see what your answer is.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see.
All right. All right, we got Peter Noyes, the world famous co-host from Distance to Empty podcast. What are you looking forward to in this race?
Eating In-N-Out at Catalina. Right now, that's what I'm looking forward to.
That's gonna be awesome. 150 miles in. Are you gonna order the Rubenstein?
I've been training for that. We'll see. I don't know if I can do 2 double-doubles, but
nice.
That's the goal.
What's your shadow?
The sun.
The thing that makes shadows.
Yeah, I think it'll be good though. Thankfully, the weather took a turn for the better.
Nice. All right. Well, see you out there.
Sounds good.
All right. We have Gabe Rubenstein, also known as the other Gabe on my movies. What are you looking forward to in this race?
I'm looking forward to being the first year of the race, the unknown course. So basically the unknown.
Nice.
New trails for me.
So what are you worried about? What's your shadow?
I think my shadow is just the distance and the sleep. Yeah, that's my shadow.
That's a good one. Any shout outs to anyone?
Shout out to my wife Mary. She's my crew chief. So it's going to be challenging for her to deal with me. So I'm apologizing up front.
Nice. All right, we've got Tim Cronk here. What are you looking forward to in this race?
What the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah?
Enlightenment.
You're dead. I'm supposed to play dead, but
What worries you about this race?
Worries freezing to death on Mount Lemon. That worries me a little bit.
Yeah, could be chilly. Could get it all. Any shout outs to anyone that you'd like to do?
Oh, shout out to Coach Kevin Goldberg.
Oh.
Getting me ready for this thing.
Nice. Anyone else?
My crew? Oh, Heather. Hi, Heather. Yes, my crew.
Okay, no attention to me.
My secret weapon.
I guess he doesn't want me to be in
All
the
right.
States.
Good luck, man.
All right, thanks.
Repeat after me. If I get lost,
If I get lost,
hurt, or die, it's my own damn fault.
it's my own damn fault.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's happening. All right, just 2 miles in, already Arizona showing off. Wow, check that view out. Boys and girls, some views that do not suck. All right, mile 3, and we're dropping into a cool little canyon. I think they're starting out pretty hot. Not temperature wise, but people are going for it. Oh my God.
OMG.
Monster Camp reunited.
We are running in the woods. Actually, it's the desert.
Yeah, that's like we just running through the set of a Western. Yeah, it's too bad Kevin couldn't be here.
Yeah, I'm too sad to talk about it.
Are you a glass house of emotion?
Yeah.
embedded trauma.
I should have said that's my shadow that Kevin bailed on me.
Yeah, you missed that opportunity.
Is axolotl.
Yeah, it's axolotl.
Alright, first aid station. Last in the middle. Alright, mile 7 and change. And we linked up with the Arizona Trail. The AZT for short. feeling like I'm gonna stumble into cattle rustlers in a shootout. Alright, mile 9 and scenery just keeps rocking. Howdy. Alright, grinding up some douche here, coming up on 13 miles, and treated to more views that do not suck. Check that out. So dramatic with the kind of storm lingering overhead. Pretty cool. I'm just spinning my old man game, going easy. The young bucks running up the hills in a 300. Hope that works out for them. It's like mile 16 or something. Some bulls out in the middle of nowhere. Kind of these rolling grassy hills. Definitely cooled off once these clouds rolled in. They kind of pulled all the heat out, which makes me wonder if it's gonna rain tonight. Check out the view when I come over this little hill. Wow. Wow. That is no words. Wow. All right, boys and girls, your mom is in. All right, boys and girls, sun setting on night 1. That was a short day starting too. Kind of not mentally ready to start at night, but it's coming, so no choice. Thank you. It's gonna be a long one, an 11-hour night. Got lots of audiobooks, so we're just gonna rock out all night. Kind of, usually 200s by now you're kind of by yourself, but since I did it kind of in reverse order, it's pretty crowded. Alright, give you one last view of this, and you probably won't see a whole lot of me tonight because hey, there's the footage tonight kind of sucks. There'll be like 1 or 2 shots of some exposition. If I get delirious, maybe I'll turn on the camera. Alright, later. Alright, rolling out of Gila Bend aid station. always warm. Going in there, actually sweating now. Stop moving, get cold. It's kind of a cluster in there. Like all the waves, they're like people there from waves that started like 3 hours ago. There's no place to sit and no spoons for the food, so I just ate a couple of bananas, had a Coke, and luckily I put some real food in my nutrition store, so I'll be enjoying that on this section. All right, let's get moving. Warm back up. All right, we got the party train going here with Peter and Chrissy.
Yeah.
Doing the last climb for the aid station.
Grand enchantment.
Yeah, we will be enchanted grandly.
Yeah. First drop bag.
That'll be nice. All right, sunrise on day 2. Boy, that was a rough night. The first night of a 200 plus. Always the hardest for me. It's like my body's going, no, you should just go to bed. Man, ended up, it was cold, so I just took a 5-minute shiver nap on the cold ground, and that kind of reset my brain for a little bit. Definitely tomorrow night I'm gonna dirt nap. Need to do it before midnight. It was actually pretty warm until about 2 a.m. and then it was cold. So, note to self, if you're gonna dirt nap at night, do it early. Alright, coming up on Tortilla aid station, about a quarter of a mile. Really hope I can get some decent food. The aid stations so far have just been completely overrun with the reverse waves. The fastest runners go last. So we're showing up, and sometimes the runners from the previous waves have been there for a while and they've taken all the chairs and there's not much food. Alright, well, let's see if we can get a decent meal up here. And the sun should be out soon. New day. Right, passed through 100K. Finally, we got through most of the people on the other waves, except the fast runners in those waves. Last aid station was pretty civilized. So hopefully there'll start being some food at aid stations. Definitely took another little late in the sun, took a 15-minute dirt nap. I feel a lot better. All right, day 2. All right, mile 72, coming up to Freeman aid station. Man, I'm hungry. These aid stations are killing me. That year 1 of Cocodona was bad. At least there was some food. At least they had bananas and some Coke at the aid station. It's like no food at all. I guess that's what you get when you sign up for a year 1 race. All right, well, hopefully Freeman we'll have some burgers or something. If not, put one of those dehydrated hiker meals in my drop bag. That would be kind of crazy though, that I use my drop bags to eat. Yeah, just super low energy. It's basically just been gels and snacks and stuff since yesterday at 2. Need some actual food here. Well, let's see what we get up here. All right, here we are at Freeman Aid Station. Heather graciously crewed me, put me back together. Now I'm gonna go beat the crap out of myself. So good times. So
Have fun.
they actually had some good food here, so I'm feeling halfway human again. So we did this next section during the monster camp, so it's a blessing. I know it's coming. It's also a curse. I know that it's going to be kind of monotonous. All right, let's get it done. All right, we're at mile 75. You can see Mount Lemon there in the distance. Looks like it's got a little dusting of snow. So I just have to go, 35 miles and then climb that thing. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, kind of surreal scene here. These burned out cholas, and cactus. So we did this section during the monster camp. There are so many chola bombs here, so gotta watch out for those. Alright, mile 82, some sort of old ranch. Some water. I don't think I would drink that. Looks pretty green. Cool old ranch out here in the middle of nowhere. Alright, mile 86. Maybe some of you is nice and sunny. All of a sudden a storm is rolling in. Crazy wind. Hope it doesn't start raining. Kind of sprinkling. That looks kind of serious. See what happens here. Alright. Rolling up to the aid station with a co-host. I feel like I'm Kevin Goldberg right now. I should make you edit something.
This is the shadow of the co-host.
Yeah, it's kind of, you too, kind of lately raining here. Resisting breaking out any rain gear because that always causes the rain to stop. Thank you. What do you got to eat?
We got pizza, that's what's been on
Oh, hell yeah.
everyone's list. You
I
guys
will-
want that?
I will eat the hell out of some pizza.
Yeah, pepperoni, cheese, tomato.
Oh, pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
153. Oh my god.
Pizza.
Alright, we're rolling out of Black Hills aid station. Got Peter Noyes, the co-host, Francis Picard, the Jim Walmsley of Canada. Pretty good crew. Saw Tim at the aid station. He's up somewhere ahead. Maybe we'll catch him. Alright, sun is setting on day 2. We're gonna take on Mount Lemmon tonight. It's covered in snow. Fun. Here with Peter and Francis. We're gonna get to the next aid station and try to sleep so we don't have to do any dirt naps on Lemmon. It looks like it's gonna be maybe some mountaineering up there. Fun. Alright, well, maybe there'll be some footage of me sliding around in the snow on Mount Lemmon next. Alright, that's another aid station. Slept for about an hour, ate some food, and that was a hard wake up. So, got a short jaunt over to Oracle. It's like 9 miles. And then we get to climb Mount Lemmon. It looked like there was snow up there today, so could be interesting. Well, that's fun. I don't know if you can hear the coyote yipping not far away. Alright, tussle with the coyote like midnight. Rock a trusty knife. Come on, coyote. Catch you deep. Alright, sunrise, day 3. Headed up to Mount Lemmon there. Wow, really cold, really windy as you can hear. That climb wasn't so bad during the monster camp, but in the dark and cold, kind of sucked. 100 miles in your legs, that probably contributed too. Alright, well, there's a couple of little punchy climbs, but I think the worst is over. Gonna make it over there across the ridge. Alright, let's get her done. Feet. About a climb. Woo! That was during the monster camp, but with like 40-mile-an-hour wind, kind of challenging. Anyway, let's keep grinding. Alright, getting over to Mount Lemmon. A little frost here, a little dusting of snow. Boy. Interesting night. Alright, everyone. I'm out Lemonade Station. Do the descent down to Charlotte Gap. Did this during the monster cap, and it really sucked. It sucked a lot. So my plan is just go slow. All right, see you there. All right, starting the descent off Mount Lemmon. This first part's pretty nice, then it's just gnarly. So drops down into this cool little canyon. Looks like it'd be a fun place to explore if your primary goal wasn't to run fast. Alright, mile like 133, and we're on a pretty gnarly Jeep road. Alright, boy, that was quite the descent. Definitely kills the feet. Around like 6,000, 7,000 feet of descending. 130 miles in. Coming in to the Charlotte Gap aid station. And then we'll be mostly run through Oro Valley, Tucson for like 40 something miles. That'll be kind of a welcome break. Bang out some easy miles overnight. Sun definitely feels intense, even though temperature wise it's probably like 70s. All right. Stay tuned for some footage of Oro Valley and Tucson. All right, rolling out of Charlotte Gap aid station on the road. Feels nice to have a good surface after just all the rocky crap on Lemon. Moving well. Peter's co-hosting. All right, we found Tim Cronk. We got the party train rolling. It's stopping it in and out to the next aid station. Feels good to actually run after spending a long time on Mount Lemmon. Kind of a maze back here through this section. Some of the course markings were missing, so basically, luckily Peter had previewed this when we had the monster camp. I ended up skipping that run so I could head home, spend time with family. All right, let's roll this party train all the way to In-N-Out. All right, now we're on the road portion, which I thought it was all bike paths, but nope, we're in there for a while, but now just running through some neighborhoods at like 11 at night. Interesting. Yeah, a little painful after 150 miles of running, but at least they're easy miles. All right, well, gonna probably get to the next aid station, Relito, and take a power nap, and then get back to road running. All right, just on our way to Relito. Just went through a neighborhood, a couple miles down another bike path. Some pretty sketchy people out and about. It's not one of my best decisions to run this section at night by myself. Gotta research this a little better. Or maybe some information to put out. Alright, well, let's get there. Take a nap and figure out what to do next. Alright, here we are. Still on the bike path. After the last check-in where I was worried about getting assaulted by homeless people, made it to Rolito aid station. Decided to sleep and wait for Tim and Peter so we could share an evening on the bike path together. Oh, that's probably the longest night I've ever spent at a 200 plus running down a bike path, and we still got more to do. Quite a contrast from doing Mount Lemmon last night. I think I'll take Mount Lemmon over a night on the bike path. All right, well, we'll just keep grinding, see where the day takes us. All right, we're finally off the bike path. Wow, you want to see another bike path again? We're on some like beginner level, looks like mountain bike trails. All of our feet are kind of pummeled from 30 something miles of road after over 100 miles and going over Lemon, all the trails. Definitely, I think if I hadn't said I was dedicating this race to my dad, I don't know if I could continue doing this to myself. This is some mental challenge. I think last night, definitely 40 miles on the bike path in the dark was pretty brutal. Alright, we're marching towards Pistol Hill. It's pretty hot, so broke out an old trusty sun umbrella. Got my own private little oasis here. We just lay down here, the kind of trail. It's on the side of the road. We lay down under a tree and had a good nap. I think coming up on 200 miles and have slept, I think I've slept about 3 hours. That maybe is the most. Definitely catching up in the heat. Whew. Just kind of knocked me out. I was walking and I kept falling asleep while walking. All right, more carnage at the Arizona Monster, boys and girls. All right, very exciting. Just did 200 miles in 69 hours and change. A nice symmetrical number. It is very hot since sun is super intense, so broke out the old sun umbrella and got my own private oasis here during the hottest part of the day. So we're just moving nice and slow. I try to move slow or sleep during the hottest part of the day, and then go hard at night. But anyway, yeah, pretty good. Considering that it feels like every update I've provided has been some sort of adversity, that's a pretty respectable time. All right, boys and girls, I'll provide you with the next misadventure update, I'm sure soon. All right, we're on our way to Gabe Zimmerman. Kind of classic Arizona desert here. Lots of saguaros. But it's hot. Alright, coming into a little canyon here before Gabe Zimmerman. Very picturesque. We're at mile, I don't even know, 220, something like that. Let's take a look. 212. We're at mile 212. Alright, rolling out of Gabe Z. Can't go wrong with an aid station name for a Gabe. Alright, so night 4. Night 4 is always a doozy. I tried to, on my way here, I slept for about 45 minutes, just did a dirt nap. It was real hot, so I figured just sleep during the heat of the day instead of hammering it, and then all exhausted at night and need to sleep like 2 or 3 hours. Plan is go through the night, just do 1 or 2 short dirt naps if needed, and let's finish this thing. Let's finish this thing for Dad. Where's she at? Where's he gonna be here, but no stopping unless I break a leg or some shit like that. It's sneaky. Alright, well, that was a night. That was a night. I don't know what happened. I got really disoriented. I didn't know where I was. Didn't know who I was. I couldn't follow the trail. So I brought into my emergency bivvy, so I wasn't moving fast enough to stay warm, and woke up at sunrise going, where the hell am I? Yeah, so I'm about called my wife, figured out where I am. Said I'm about 12 miles from the next aid station, Oak Tree. So I'm gonna get there. Still don't feel like myself. I feel like I'm someone else right now. Alright, well, do this stuff to find our limits. Yeah, well, there's mine. Alright. Alright. Let's see, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. It's safe for me to continue. Like 225 miles in, 4 nights.
I don't know how much I slept last night. And I probably have to go back and look at the file to find out. All right. All right. All right, sun's coming up at least. That feels good. All right, on the move again. Some sad boy footage I captured there. Kind of scary. Just missing a few hours from last night. But physically, I actually feel really good. I'm not sore at all. Mentally, I don't know. All right, let's keep going until we can't go anymore. Yeah? Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan to me. All right, we're back. Rolling into Oak Tree. – 240 miles in. We're running. All right, a couple miles out of Oak Tree, on our way to Apache. I like this kind of desert high country as opposed to the kind of desert that we were in the last couple of days, and the apparently urban hellscape of Tucson. Who knew? You always get a hard time in California about all the homeless people, but man, Tucson ain't got nothing on California for homeless people. All right, we're at the high point of this section. Some views that do not suck. Yeah, I think I'm picking this section of the course. First section, last section's best. That middle 200. It's a little uneven. Alright, got a big descent on the Apache. Alright, let's get it done. And 2 more sections left. Alright. 2 miles to Apache Ranch. Woo! It is smoking. Oh, thank God there was a little ranch house back there. Had a faucet soaked down. This is incredibly hot for April. Even under the umbrella, it's a little rough. So plan is I go up to the next aid station, eat, sleep, wait for it to cool off before I head out, because there's just no point in going out in this. Just gonna bury myself and try to get it done in the morning before it gets hot again. It's supposed to be even hotter tomorrow. I don't need any of that. So hopefully I'll be out of the seat soon. All right. My God, got a surprise visitor here. Kevin Goldberg, the People's Runner.
surprised me at Apache. Got some words of wisdom for folks who are volunteering here. What did you see?
I saw a lot of carnage pretty early on in the race still, only about 35, 40 people through. It's been hot, it's been hard, but I think the people who make it here are going to finish this thing, so.
That's my plan.
Yeah.
I got here, I slept, it was hot, so I just figured I'd wait out the heat and get this thing done tonight while it's cool and get that finished. At this point, that's the only goal, is get the finish. Don't think I've ever wanted to quit a race so many times like this race, and still somehow in the race. Probably wouldn't be here if I wasn't doing this for my dad. So time to suck it up. All right, man.
All right, go get him.
All right, sunset on. Should be the final night. 5 nights out here. Shooting for 4, but had the neurological episode, whatever that was, last night and lost some time. So just gonna take it super easy tonight. Got 2 sections to do. My goal is just to finish before 9 a.m. tomorrow, before it starts getting hot again. This one is definitely, I'm like, just get the finish race. Although based on how sparsely populated the aid stations are, I would guess I'm not the back of the pack. I usually don't look at the tracker or anything during the race because I don't want to know. You got nothing but time out here to think about that stuff. So for just to find out when I get to the finish. All right, maybe 1 or 2 more night shots of some exposition. Hopefully not me on a sad boy rant like the end of last night. And then we're gonna get to that finish. All right, see you there. All right, leaving the final aid station at Casablanca. As you can see, it's very cold. All right, let's get it done. All right, sunrise on the last day. Woo! Man, definitely a challenging race. Wouldn't expect a 300-mile race to be any different. Challenging a lot of different ways than expected, but hey, so we're down to single digits to the finish. My goal is to finish by 9 a.m. so I'll get stuck in another day of the heat. I think we'll do that. Then cheer in friends as they finish, get some sleep. Man, 5 nights. 5 nights. Done it twice here and at Tour de France. Although I think I could probably get away with not having 5 nights here if the start was not so late. Yeah, that 5th night is rough. That was just a straight march through the darkness. Anyway, getting there. I'll see you at the finish. All right, here it is, the finish. Had lots of doubts I would get here, but got here. Let's go get it. All right, follow the arrows. Round and round she goes. Thank you.
Yeah, bro.
These finishes never get old. All right, there it is. There it is. Sad. All right, Chad, you crushed the monster. How'd it go?
It was really hard, all the way from start to finish.
No one told you a 300-mile race would be hard?
Nobody told me that.
What were some of the highlights?
Let's see, highlights were being with friends on the trail. You know, it was funny watching the tracker throughout the race, and all of us were real close together for pretty much the entire time, so it was fun with the training and then connecting on the trail. I spent the last at least 50 miles with Peter, so that was definitely a highlight. Yeah, the trail, the wildlife was cool. Saw, I don't know if it was a boar or a wild pig at night. At least I think I saw it. Sometimes you wonder, but a lot of cows and stuff like that. It was cool.
What were some of the lowlights?
Climbing Mount Lemon into freezing temps and hard wind. I think a lot of the rocky sections that were loose, even at the end, right before the pavement, it was like a mile straight downhill, loose rock. I was just so mad. That was like, just why can't it just be an easy downhill to a paved finish? But yeah, it was tough.
Any wisdom you'd like to share for folks thinking about doing this race?
Bring a crew so you can have the food you want, just in case the aid station doesn't have it. Yeah, you just got to persevere, man. It's a gnarly race. I wanted to, multiple times, wanted to quit, had good reasons to. I think everybody says the same thing about it. You know, you had to keep pushing and you know, and just keep moving forward. You know, aid station, and it was a mentally challenging course. I feel smoked. You know, my brain's cooked, partially from not sleeping as much, but just the grind, just going every day, just pushing and getting to the finish line.
Any shout outs?
Well, just for all of us, even that are here, Tim for the training camp and you know, letting us sleep over last night again in his home, and all the crew, all the distanced empty crew, the Gabes and Francis and Kevin, and I mean, our friendship, I think our group is pretty cool. So and then Peter Defty crewed me, so that was awesome to have him out there.
Nice. All right, congratulations.
Thanks, man.
All right, Tim, you crushed the monster. How'd it go?
It went as good as it could have gone, I think.
Yeah, what was the highlight?
The highlight was the first 20 miles of beautiful terrain on the northern end of the course.
Yeah, that was nice. What were the low lights?
The low lights. I would say the last 5 miles of every single segment after 150 miles. Like torturously slogging to get to the next break. And that included the finish.
So you're gonna sign up again for next year?
Absolutely not. I
All right.
will never repeat that race. Never be peered into it. You guys have no effect on me whatsoever.
All right, any shout outs or wisdom you'd like to share?
Yeah, thanks to my coach, my crew, Heather, and my best pacer ever, Fernando Bustamante, getting me through. Especially he did 50K with me, and then he came back and did the 100K section with me. Shout
Nice.
out to those peeps.
Nice. All right. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
That was a slap kiss. Hey, you guys, you did it!
All right, Francis, you crushed the monster. How'd it go?
As hard as expected.
Yeah, what
Way
was,
warmer.
what were some of the highlights?
I would say the highlights were maybe the start, the first 25 miles, and maybe the small storm that I got with Tim. That was nice to be in a storm that arrived within 10 minutes.
Where was that at?
I don't remember. It was before Black Hills.
Ah, okay.
Just before that.
What were some of the low lights?
It seems like the aid station, when you were getting close, they were pushed back, and it seems like the 2 miles before the arriving to the aid station never really was really 2 miles. It was more like 4, 5, 6 miles.
Nice. Any wisdom you'd like to share?
The key for this race is really take care of yourself, obviously, because if you're alone, there's no water to refill everything, so you really need to know how much you need and be prepared to be dry for a couple of hours if you drink too fast.
All right, congrats.
Thanks. I'm not doing it again. Never.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
What about signing up for Cocodona in 3 weeks?
It was a good idea, funny good idea, but I won't do it because the day I do Cocodona, I want to enjoy and just not finish. So.
All right. All right, you crushed the monster, Alex. How'd it go?
It was a lot harder than expected, for sure. First day was as hard as they come, and it appeared on paper that it was going to get easier until the climb, Mount Lemmon, and then I get up to Mount Lemmon thinking, oh, it's downhill from here, but god damn it, every day was harder. And for sure challenged me. I think this race was more harder mentally than physically, because done a few hundreds before, your body and mind adjust to that distance, but with 300 in mind is like it's a little further. And as you know, like you're 2 miles from an aid station, and 2 miles doesn't sound hard, but when you're on these things, it's really far. But yeah, it went okay. Body blessed to have the body that can handle this load, and yeah, it went well. Yeah.
What were some of the highlights?
My highlights, the climb. I think it was the highlight. It was the hardest thing I could do in this race, and I did it all by myself. Nobody behind me, nobody in front of me. I didn't see one body from the bottom to the top till the aid station, and that was pretty unique to do a whole section without somebody present. It was pretty nice.
What about low lights?
The lows, probably the whole race. And each time I left an aid station on this race, I felt low. It's like, never felt like, oh man, I fueled, I got enough electrolytes, water, I ate well. I'm ready, man. Just let me go, you know. And every time I left, it's like, can I just stay another 20 minutes? Yeah, it was challenging, for sure.
Any wisdom for folks considering this race?
Do it, man. Yeah, give it a try. If you're thinking about it, if it's not for you, then of course you're not gonna do it. But if you put a little thought, and why not? Why not take a chance? You know, you can't win if you can't. You can't win if you don't play. They say.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
How did the race go?
The race went well, all things considered. I really wanted to do an inaugural race. I was jealous of all the people that did Cocodona year one, so glad to be a part of a brand new race.
What was the high moment?
I think of that in two ways. In terms of just the high of the course and the beauty of it, it really all was in the first 20 miles. But after that, I think the highs were just that I was able to go out there with so many friends and jumped around a lot and ran with a lot of different people. So that really powered me through the 300 miles.
What about the lows?
The low, I think, probably was night 4, where sleep really caught up to me, and I was struggling with just being a little out of it, and had trouble making it to an aid station, so had to take an extended sleep on the trail, which I try to avoid. So that was the low.
Do you have any advice for future runners?
I think, yeah, related to sleep, I think it's, unless you're in the top 10, you're going to be out there for night 5, which is quite a long time to be out there. So you really need to take care of yourself, and you really need to get ahead on sleep. Just this race has longer stretches than any other race I've done, and that night 5, you really need to stay on top of sleep.